Hey, so I'm currently on my roof in my rented apartment here in Saigon, and I love it here in Vietnam. It's such an amazing place. The people here are so welcoming, so beautiful, and it's just so many truly good-hearted people here, and I feel very comfortable here, and I love it. So my story here is in Vietnam is I came here initially to travel. I cashed out my 401k because I had prior traveled to Japan a couple times. I've been to Thailand, and then I went to Vietnam. And as I traveled, I met so many travelers, primarily from Europe, mostly European people traveling for lengthy amounts of time too. I mean, we're talking like 3 months, 6 months, even a couple years. And it's just like, it was so, how do you say, inspiring for me, because as an American, I get with 2 to 3 weeks a year. And luckily for me, even I was able to get up to 5, 6 weeks in 1 year. Most of it unpaid, of course. But it triggered a fire in me to travel. Like I see these people experiencing adventures, amazing adventures, and I love adventures, and I love the idea of having this epic adventure across different countries, experiencing different cultures. And I got to witness these people do it. So it kind of turned to a point where I just said, no matter what it took, I'm going to do it. So I cashed out my 401k, I sold my car, I had 4 guitars and 2 drum sets. I took 1 acoustic guitar with me, and everything else I gave to my friends and gave away. Most of my clothes I threw away, and then I just took off. I came to Vietnam as my initial hub, as my foundation outside of America, so I can travel around from Vietnam. But my idea was to primarily stay here in Vietnam, and then to travel to Cambodia, Philippines, Singapore, Hong Kong, Laos, Malaysia, kind of go around Vietnam. And then the craziest thing happened is after 3 weeks, on my 3rd week here, I ended up on national television playing guitar for a band. And it was really unexpected. I had asked on Facebook to join a band, and it was in my 2nd week in Vietnam, and I just asked around. I was kind of seeing if there was a band, and I said, hey, I've been playing guitar 16 years. Anybody have a band I could join? I can speak a little Vietnamese, not much. And then the band was super happy to have me, have a foreigner in the band. So it was like a Tuesday I joined them. And I said, that's cool, man. We met up for coffee, and they liked me. I played a little guitar, and they loved the idea of having me in. So I said, yeah, that's cool, let's do it. And then they told me that they had a gig already. They had a show on Saturday. It was only 1 song. And I said, that's kind of really quick, but if it's 1 song, I think I could pull it off. That's cool. And then that was on Tuesday, so we practiced for 4 hours on Wednesday. We practiced for 4 hours on Thursday. And then we took a day off Friday just to relax. And then Saturday morning, I showed up 9 o'clock in the morning. And then the singer's like, okay, man, let's go do makeup. And I got really confused. I said, what do you mean makeup? What is this? What do you mean? And he said, it's for the TV show. We gotta do makeup. Everyone has to do makeup. I said, what do you mean it's for TV? I had no idea. And he's like, we told you in the text. And it was in Vietnamese, and I didn't understand it. So I kind of just kept scrolling, just looking for what time and where it was. And I had no idea. So I walked into the makeup room. There's a lot of people doing makeup, and it was kind of crazy. And then I walked into the production, and it was huge. And then I found out that this is kind of a spin-off of the show The Voice, which is where the 4 judges pick contestants to kind of coach them, right? So this is called The Band. So it's bands instead of just singers. And it's the Vietnam spin-off, so it's the Band Vietnam. So I went in there, and it's a huge production. There's 4 judges who are very famous in Vietnam for being musical composers and singers. And it's overwhelming, and I'm kind of getting stressed. So if you know The Voice, the show is they don't get to see you, they just get to listen. And that's kind of the gimmick, right? As opposed to American Idol. So The Voice, they don't get to see you. They just listen to the voice. If they like it, they hit the button, turn around. So this is bands. So the difference is that they kind of need to see you, because that's part of the show, is you got to see the bands, if they're active, if they're kind of just inanimate and not really moving. So the different deal is that you only have 90 seconds to impress the judges. And then after 60 seconds, a door shuts, and it takes 30 seconds for this door to shut. And if two judges don't choose you, then the door shuts, they unplug your audio, and then they'll open it and kind of discuss as to why, which is pretty amazing. I loved it. I got so nervous though, and my singer, he didn't know about the whole 90-second rule. So we're getting super nervous, and we had a long, slow intro. So the singer's like, hey guys, we gotta cut the intro. And everyone has gotta kind of figure out how to do it in their head with no practice. We just gotta figure out at what point to start. And it was really nerve-wracking, and it got to a point where I'm just like, you know what, this is cool, but I'm just gonna go on. We lose, and I go home, I can relax. It's really nerve-wracking, man. So we see a lot of bands, and a lot of them aren't getting chosen, and it was kind of tough, a tough situation. But it was very exhilarating and exciting, which is the same as nervous to me. I feel nervous is exciting. So we're getting ready, and then we finally go on, and I kind of just tune out of everything when I'm playing music. You just tune out. I'm just playing the guitar. I'm hitting power chords. I'm headbanging. I'm going crazy. I'm not really paying attention to what's going on, and it has a guitar solo, and I didn't get to study it, so I'm literally improvising a guitar solo, but that's not really a problem for me. So I was just going on about my thing, headbanging, and then the song finishes, and I have no idea what's going on, and I asked the singer, what's going on, what happened? And he's like, dude, we made it to the next round. I said, what? That's crazy. And I had no idea what would happen to me from then on. So after that, the host, he's a famous comedian in Vietnam, he's coming through, he's talking, handing the microphone off, everyone's talking, and the band huddles. And I'm kind of huddling with the band. I have no idea what's going on. Everything's in Vietnamese, and my Vietnamese is not strong enough to understand what's going on at the time. So I'm kind of nervous. I have no idea what's going on, but I'm excited. This is crazy. This is literally my 3rd week of moving to Vietnam, and I'm on national TV, huddled in this band, and you kind of hearing them talk. And then the female guitar player of the band, she gets the microphone, and she chooses one of the judges. And I said, that's crazy, and I have no idea still what's really going on. And then the whole band kind of lines up in a row to give the singer the microphone, and he's kind of talking. I don't really know what he's talking about. I'm assuming he's just talking about the band, his own experience, I don't know. And then he hands me the microphone. He hands me the microphone and just says, say something. And I'm like, oh my God, I have no idea what to say. And this is national television in Vietnam, and I don't really want to say anything in English, so I try to speak in Vietnamese, and essentially what I said was, hey, hello, I'm from California, I'm new here to Vietnam, I speak a little bit of Vietnamese. If you speak simply, I can understand. And then the judges were kind of talking to me and saying my Vietnamese was very cute, and it was just a mind-blowing experience. So from then on, it was like 10 months I spent with that band. After the show, it was 2 months we spent with that coach, and he took us out to dinner, and he helped us kind of play better and kind of compose the song in a kind of unique way, which is pretty amazing. And he was very nice to us and very respectful. It was such an amazing experience. And then we went on the TV show again, and we lost to another band from Hanoi who played really well, and we were still kind of struggling to kind of keep up. But it was amazing. So I ended up on national television twice, and then after the show aired, a lot of places started booking our band. So our band kind of went all over South Vietnam performing, and it was just like the craziest experience. From my 3rd week appearing on that television show, for the first 10 months of being in Vietnam was just with this band, traveling around playing shows and kind of working and practicing new songs. So I didn't really get to travel, actually. I didn't really get to travel, but it was an amazing experience. And then what happened is I was kind of this foreigner on national television in the band, so I ended up meeting and kind of becoming Facebook friends with most of the music scene here in Saigon. So I'm kind of well ingrained now in the music scene, and it's such an amazing thing. And the music culture here is so amazing. And maybe that's a different video, because that kind of needs its own talk. But so that's kind of my experience coming here to Vietnam. And it's been almost 2 years now. It's been about 20 months. And coming here to Vietnam was the best thing that's ever done in my life. And I'm hoping kind of what's next? What's the next move that would be the best thing I've ever done in my life? And I don't want to ask you, what is the best thing you've ever done in your life that has been the most profoundly amazing thing? Or what is something that you want to do that you think might be good for your life? So stay tuned. I'm going to put out some more videos. And bear with me. Sorry if it's boring and not entertaining. I'm starting just to kind of get into this thing. So as for now, peace out. Have a good time. Enjoy life. Be happy every day. And travel. Enjoy this adventure we call life. Alright? Peace out from Vietnam.